Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Alt Kings podcast. I'm your host, Tate, and today I have Elizabeth Chase here with Hello Future Live. How you doing, Elizabeth?
Good. How are you?
Doing
Live long and
great.
prosper.
Oh, yes.
Did you see the shout out from William Shatner today on Twitter?
I sure did. And today officially marks 134 days away from Hello Future Live event. What are your thoughts on that?
Wow, 134 days. I'm so excited.
So am I.
I'm just thrilled. Everything's going very well. I'm really happy with the community helping build the Hello Future Live account, Maui and 6th-8th, and everybody is so excited about it.
Yeah, it's exciting times, that's for sure. And there's definitely a lot of suspense leading up to this, great event soon to be hosted. If you don't mind me, can you just give us a basic rundown of who you are and what really inspired you to create this event for all people within the Web3 ecosystem?
Well, it's my 2-year anniversary this month of doing spaces on Hello Future Buzz.
Nice.
I can't believe it's been 2 years, over 100 and I don't know how many shows. I don't keep track. And I've always been really a people person and, out and about and going places. And then with everything that we've been through in the past few years, we couldn't gather. So I've been really interested in meeting Hbarbarians. So last year I went to a bunch of conventions and met a bunch of people, and it was so much fun that I thought it would be great for the community to have its own convention, which is turning out to be more of a gathering and a festival and an event than, because we were on a Spaces talking about this with Christian Hasker and Hbar Bull and the foundation. And sure. Christian said something really interesting, and it got me thinking. He said, people are learn through infotainment. So I thought that's really the good part about the conventions is the after parties, the meetups, the music, the NFTs, and things like that, and the art, So I thought, why don't we have a convention without the boring convention part?
Yeah, that's true.
So that's the design.
Amazing. I know this event is sponsored by Hbar, which is incredible. I have to ask, will Lehman and Mance be there?
Yes, it's on their calendar. Really looking forward to it. It's a big thing for Hbar to say they endorse this. They've never done it for a community event before. So They're putting a lot of faith into us in having a good convention, good gathering, whatever you want to call it, Hello Future Live. It was originally called HdaraCon, and that didn't sit well with the powers that be at Hbar because of consumer confusion within thinking it was being done by Hbar.
Gotcha.
So through negotiating with them about how this could happen, they suggested calling it Hello Future, and I said, well, Hello Future Live. And so therefore it got them to say, we would endorse this, we would support this. So I'm really trying to do the best we can as a group, as a committee.
Sure.
Committees and volunteers and sponsors from the group and vendor booths and things like that, because we have to pay for this ourselves.
Of course, yeah.
And so it's the great part is, though, that, when Lehman talks about shaping the metaverse and we get to figure out what we want the metaverse to do, by having it be a community convention, we get to figure out how we want it to be.
It's a very good point.
We can have anything we want to do. I was just talking with a community member before this, and they were saying, well, how many people, they're going to do one of the talks. And they said, well, how many people could it be? And I said, well, you want 20, you want 60, you want 500, You want it to be at a lunch, you want it to be at this festival. What do you want? And he's like, well, that leaves me open to a lot of possibilities. And I'm like, that's exactly it. This is supposed to build relationships. When you meet people in person, you exchange energy and you say, oh, you vibe with people, I like that guy. Maybe we could do a collab in the future. So the tagline, it was In a Maze, helped me with the tagline, and also did some of the graphics for the logo and the PFP. as well as Ethan from Elysian Arts. And so the tagline is embracing the future today. Hello, Future Live.
I love that. And I mean, it's really nice to be able to have so many vast, creative artists within, specifically Hedera at least. And for them all just to come together and be willing to work together, it just really, warms my heart at the end of the day just to see, collaboration all across the board within Hedera. And you also see it across many other chains as well. But it's just nice to see, where we're pretty much established between me and you, within Hedera. And so that's great. I know the event was initially supposed to be held in Dallas, and
Mhm.
now it's being held in Los Angeles. You mind telling me what kind of made that transition happen?
Well, part of it was expense.
Sure.
Although Dallas is good for low housing and hotel and food, the event management in Dallas was exorbitant, in my opinion. And I would have had, after I researched all kinds of places, and they were not very flexible in terms of deposits and things like that. And I would have probably had to charge her $800 for a ticket,
Oh,
you know,
wow.
because if you have more than 250 people, you need to get a policeman, and they have all these rules. So at the end of the day, I thought, I know some people in the arts district here, which is a very beautiful, vibrant place and artistic and very walkable. And I live in Los Angeles, so by having different friends that I have here, I can call upon them for favors. And so by doing that, the tickets will be $120.
Not
The
bad.
booths can be really inexpensive. It's not really a booth. It'll be, whatever you guys want to make it. If you want to sell swag to pay for your ticket, if you want to show your NFTs, there's an art gallery space, which is 7,000 square feet, which we can highlight different NFT artists. And being in the art district, all the traditional artists, they do murals and things like that. All over the art district is murals and paintings. And, people are always asking, how do we bring Web 2 people into Web 3? Well, by having events like this, we're meeting the Web 2 people in their backyard,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they will say, like, it's already happened. Like, artists are saying to me, I wanted to get into NFTs, but is it hard? I don't know how to do it. No one's here to teach me. So we're going to have a panel discussion on how to bring traditional artists into the space.
That's a great panel.
Yeah. So, and also NFT artists, how do they become a business? So it'll be a strengthening of a collaboration between the Arts District, traditional artists, and us and Hedera, as well as anyone in another cross chain that would like to participate and come. And that was really the reason, was expenses.
Gotcha.
It was just too expensive.
It shocks me actually to think that hosting an event in Dallas would be more expensive than something like in Los Angeles. I'd assume that, Los Angeles would probably be a lot more expensive, but it seems to be the opposite case here. But it's nice to, the tickets are a very reasonable price. I'm assuming this is, still a 3-day event. So buying this ticket will probably get you into all 3 days, correct?
Yes. Friday will be a welcome reception.
Sure.
And that'll be from 5 to 9. And then we have some great after parties planned too, for if anybody wants to do after parties, which I'm sure they'll want to.
Yeah.
And then Saturday will be a full day from 9 o'clock set up to 11 o'clock when we open, or 10 o'clock, I'm not sure. And then it'll go all the way until Saturday night with a musical performance of some great musical performers. I won't say yet. And
Surprise.
that'll be a whole thing. And then Sunday, again, with the, from 11 to 6, I think. So it'll be a full day. It'll be a lot of fun. And the great part about being in the Arts District is you'll be there and you'll look across the street and there's a bar or a sushi restaurant. So if you and a group of people want to go and have a beer or have some sushi, you can just literally walk a minute and you're in another environment.
it's very accessible for a lot of other things besides just the event, which is
Yes.
very nice.
Yes.
And I really like that it is in the art district, and being in any sort of art environment, dealing with NFTs, it's one going to open up people who are already established themselves in the art industry to learn more about Web3 and NFTs. But besides that, it's going to really help these artists realize what their what the possibilities are for them long term, and where they could expand their horizons too. They're going to see all this great art provided by tons of Web3 artists, and it's going to really inspire them to do more with their work rather than what they're already currently doing.
Absolutely, absolutely, definitely. And one of the other benefits of being in the entertainment capital of the world is I will be able to encourage celebrities and the
That's true.
media and get a lot of publicity. As the tweet from William Shatner, he's an NFT artist and he's currently on OpenSea. So I'm trying to get him to become to Hbar.
Oh yeah.
and see that not you can still be an OpenSea, but just add another layer to your NFTs on
Of
Hbar and
course.
see what
Yeah.
that's like. So that was the start of the publicity. So anybody who's coming to Hello Future Live will also have a lot of built-in media that they wouldn't get in Dallas and that they wouldn't get as an individual project. But being part of the community, with the community getting events and having the more celebrities I can get to come, the more media that will cover it. And they will
Yeah,
also
that's
say,
true.
what is this project? Oh, what's Earthlings? What's, Rooster Cartel? Who's doing this? Or, what's a
That's
punk?
true. A lot more exposure could be, enhanced and brought to life just through bringing, celebrities to the event and bringing them in, and then opening them up to the possibilities on their very own end as
Sure.
well. It's really, at the end of the day, it's just one big networking event for
Yes.
people to learn different aspects of, Web3 and crypto. At the end of the
Yep.
day, that's what it comes down to.
And it's what Solo Cisse always says, he's building Galaxy for the creator economy. So
Yeah.
this is also a way for we in the Hbar community to start monetizing our projects and turn them into more of a business, because it's a good thing to make money. It's a good thing to get profit, because that means you can do more good for other people and you can make some money for yourself. So you stop having to work 2 full-time jobs to support your NFT habit.
Yeah, no kidding. That's great. So, what are some other, various types of things that you'll be, or, me or anybody else who will be attending the event, that they can expect out of the event?
Well, there's a lot to do in Los Angeles anyhow.
Sure.
So if somebody's coming for the 3 days and they can afford or to take another day or two off to come explore some other things in LA, I was just talking with someone that knows of 2 NFT galleries that are permanent fixtures. So there's also fun. There's Universal City. There's, the beach.
Yeah.
Hollywood is awful fun. And there's a lot of nightlife. So if, one of the things is I think we should celebrate the fact that we're here and that we've made it through the crypto winter, which I think is really thawing. And just take a moment to have some fun, meet some people.
Just relax a little,
Just
ease
relax a
up a
little,
little. It's
have a
your
little
time to
fun.
appreciate. Yeah.
Yes. Because we can't be all serious about this. Your mind will explode.
Yeah,
You
that's
have to
true.
have a little bit of fun, a little bit of, and I think it's really great because we've built great relationships on Twitter. We
Yeah.
know each other on Twitter, but just to have that in real life, and if some people can't come, obviously not everyone will be able to attend. So I'm working on getting some live streaming options going on.
Incredible.
And one of the other things is to highlight the tech which we have in Hbar. So do NFT gated live streaming. Do some when people come that don't have a wallet. One of the things when they first come to the event, I want them to have some free Hbar. They'll get a free wallet. And like as a secondary stage to signing in. And then
Yeah.
once they have their wallet with Hbar in it, then they can go and maybe shop for some T-shirts or talk to some NFT artists. And it's going to be outside, some of it. So we'll have an outdoor DJ because a lot of people in our community are musicians. And they've
Yeah, there is a
offered,
lot.
yeah, and they've offered to play music. And there's lots of DJs in the community. So they can have a DJ stand, and other people want to have a place where they can say that they are a media manager and they're looking for a project, or a project's looking for a developer. And so we can have things like that. We can
Sure.
collaborate with each other and
Yeah.
do that.
Network on a much more meaningful level. I mean,
Yeah.
it's going to be a complete different story. Like you said, we're all friends on Twitter. We all know each other very well through Twitter.
Yeah.
But it's a complete different story whenever you get to go up somebody, look them straight in the eyes, give them a nice handshake or a nice hug, and that's when you're actually connecting with that person on a very much more personal level. And that's really going to open the door to understanding who this individual is, rather than either texting them or hopping on a voice call or a video call with them. It's a whole different experience when you're able to actually see them and speak to them, and it feels so much more personalized than the internet. Because sometimes, I mean, I love being a part of the Web3 space, but sometimes it can be exhausting whenever you're not necessarily connecting with people who are like in real life, in a sense, and it can be exhausting at some times, and then you gotta step out and touch some grass here and there. But yeah,
There's real value in, and I think we should get back into having a balanced life. We
of
can be on
course.
Twitter, but we should meet our friends and go to barbecues. We should go to
Yep.
visit people, take a weekend here. And now that we're able to get out and about more, take advantage of it and live a full life,
Life's too short not to. That's
No,
for
it
sure.
is. It
I
really
like
goes
to
fast.
Yeah, I like to take my Sundays and at least get outside and go on a hike, go on a run, work out a little bit here and there, and just really appreciate the day for what it is. Because
Yeah.
I look at it like my resetting day, and it helps me, rethink the next week ahead and really just forward focus my attention on the objectives that I have for the coming week ahead. And it's nice.
Yeah, I call it defragmenting my brain.
There you go. That's a great way to call it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So, if you're an NFT project coming to this event in Los Angeles, there are various types of booths out there. I know you have mentioned in the email that you've sent out, there's booths ranging from $1,000 all the way up to $10,000.
Mhm.
You mind going through the various ranges of booths and what they have to offer?
Well, I'm getting the specs from the venue on the actual diagram of the place.
Sure.
And at that point, I can put like a line of, A, B, C, D, E, and people
Gotcha.
can see which booth is for what. And it's in the shape of a T. So the main area in front is the large space outside. But we have great weather and we do a lot of things outside. There'll be
Yeah.
a big tent, so you'll be covered. But and then there's inside space also in the gallery. So it's a mix because we kind of live a Mediterranean lifestyle here in terms of weather. So, the larger spaces, the more prominent spaces, the larger spaces, it's really by square footage. Because in addition to having to pay for the venue, there's insurance,
Yep.
boring things like taxes, security, porta potties, all the things that make an event comfortable for people. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of additional expenses. And even though Hbar is sponsoring it, it's to provide us with credibility. Hbar itself has not given any money to the community to do the event.
Sure.
So
So it's all coming out of pocket.
we have to generate this ourselves. So I'm having a lot of calls with different projects and businesses within the ecosystem to sponsor the event.
Gotcha.
I have some experience with this because we did the 2 holiday parties. So people are used to me asking them for sponsorship money at this point. So
What are some projects that you've gotten already a hold of, and you've maybe have secured a deal, if you don't mind saying any?
Well, I'm not an announcement about an announcement
Okay.
person. One of the things I wanted to do with the venue and the email that you got is saying we have secured the location.
That's a great start.
So that was important. It was an important milestone because we know where
Yeah.
we're going to be. We know how, I've made a deal. They signed a contract, and that's it. I put the deposit down, but we need to regenerate that money and stuff. So that's why the boosts are important, and the community investing in the event by participating and sharing the expenses. But even if you got a small booth for $1,000, if you just, and I'm happy to tell people where to get swag made in LA so they don't have to transport it. And so, like, you could sell the coins that Iron Chief makes, swag, a lot of different things, because a lot of people outside of our community are coming, the general public, and they're
Yeah.
going to want cool swag. Who doesn't like a t-shirt?
That's true.
So you could actually pay for your trip by selling t-shirts and swag, stickers, give stickers out instead of business cards. So really just get creative about it, Instead of spending $5,000 on a boring convention booth, which you're never going to use again, get a tent, sell some swag, make some relationships, show people on your phone, your app, or your NFTs in your wallet. Talk to them about how to download an NFT, and what your project is doing, and hook them up with the game and get followers on Twitter. And that's what I'm talking about in terms of building relationships. So
Yeah.
I'd like the community to just think of it expanding their creative mind and thinking what is it that they would like to showcase.
Definitely. I mean, people connect a lot more with the personality rather than what you present to them. They want to,
Yes,
have a reason behind why they purchase, say, your swag, your merchandise, whatever you have to offer. But they want to know who you are before they even consider purchasing that. So you got to bring
that's
your personality over, this big, immaculate presentation of what you have to offer. But if you're not able to, get down to a personal level, nobody's necessarily going to be too interested.
That's true. Illuminati Congo is coming. He has such great, graphics, and so many people in our community and have such great, compelling graphics
Yep.
on their NFTs and everything. And I think people will be drawn to their art through their, swag and merchandise. So I think there's a great opportunity with the publicity, meeting people, expanding your network, meeting people that aren't in crypto but do like art,
Yeah.
And the music aspect of things. I think, having it outside with tents and a DJ and spinning records and things like that, it's going to just liven up the place.
It's going to be a fun time. That's for sure.
Fun.
So besides, having all these NFT projects coming, purchasing booths, you'll have Hbar sponsoring the event. You'll have celebrities soon, hopefully, to be coming as well. Besides those avenues, what are some other avenues you plan on marketing this event with?
Publicity wise, when I'm going to do a press release, as Alt Mom is going to help with some PR.
Nice.
So now I'm just really getting started. Like Monday, a couple of days ago, I did the email out. So we're just getting started in it, and we have 130 days.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's true.
So the marketing, I really want to have on Spaces tomorrow. We'll talk about it, but the community comes up with great ideas, and it's not just me doing this. God knows I couldn't do it by myself. Like one of the community members is in the area here, and I said, what is your skill? And he goes, an electrician. And I'm like, oh, thank goodness, because we're going to have to run cables out from different things to the tents.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, a licensed electrician, that's fabulous.
There you go.
By
That's all you
him
need.
volunteering, licensed electricians are not cheap.
Oh no, not at all.
So from him volunteering, that's going to cut costs down. So I have the sign-up sheet of people that asked to volunteer. And for the more volunteers I have, we're not paying people to come as a staff, but still there'll be people needed to help direct different people, or, all kinds of things will be needed. So participation by the community is what's going to make this a good event. And the more participation, it's going to be a great event.
Yeah, I was about to say it's going to be much more than just a good event, I
Oh,
believe. I
thank
think
you.
it's going to be a great event.
Thank you. Yeah, I hope
Of
so.
course. Yeah, I mean, it seems as if you're already doing a great job managing everything that you have at hand and what you need to do. And it seems as if you have, an agenda that you're following and that you're accomplishing on a week to week basis. And that's all that matters. You got to have a checklist, you got to check off, and you got to get to the point where that checklist is completely checked off and you're ready to go. And, you have plenty of time to continue working on everything that it takes to create a great event. And, we are 130 days away, so there's plenty of time on your hand, but time is also at an essence at the end of the day.
One of the things I do is I work backwards. I go
Yeah,
I go from 1, which is the event day, to today. So I count down, from 1 to 1:30
yeah,
instead of 1:30 to 1. I find it gives, because then you have, 90 days is good, and then 30 days, oh my gosh, you better get really into gear and stuff. So
yeah, yeah. That's
it's
true.
fun. I'm not doing this alone. There's a lot of people in LA, honestly, that are Hbarbarians that I didn't know. In fact, Hbar to the Moon lives like 3 miles away from me.
Wow, and he's the
And
founder of Citadel Wallet.
yeah, and
Yep,
a lot of people. Visizi lives here.
yep, I knew
Um,
that.
Hbar. There's another guy. There's a lot of them. I'm making a list.
Yeah,
I'm checking it
and
twice.
even if they're not in California, there's some up on the West Coast, up near Washington as well. I know Dirty NFTs is there,
Ah,
Hedera Yacht Club is there, as well as Cap from his hot dog collections and his wide variety of collections as well. There's just tons of people on that West Coast who are willing to, take their time in October to make it to this event, and that's going
yeah,
to be great to see them all there.
yeah. It'll be fun. It'll be real fun. I hope that's the thing that people really go away with, is that they
Yeah,
had a great time. And when's the next one?
true. That is very true. Do you have any, obviously we have to, finish this event before we consider ever to look at any other events down the line, but do you have any ideas of, potential future events as well?
Well, part of the impetus to do this event actually is I'm building Hello Future DAO for the
Oh, wow,
community.
nice.
And that one of the missions of that is to build awareness about Hedera and to build a community for the DAO. So this is kind of a way that it starts building that process. I hope to be able to introduce the DAO at the event,
Yeah.
and working hard on getting that together. So it's really, we're all so early. We're all pioneers.
Yep.
We really just have to shape what we want this to be. And it's a unique time to be in this space, because if you think of it, like 10 years from now, people that are entering the space, they're not going to have the opportunities that we have today to shape what we want it to be. So
That's
yes,
true.
there'll be more things in the future, and I hope to really build the DAO as a place that is provides a lot of value and financial incentive. It's and a place where the Hbarbarians are going to really appreciate being a member of.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, a successful event out in Los Angeles is only going to build so much more credibility for the DAO, and
Yes,
it's going to help push that forward immensely, I believe.
I think it'll help really put Adara. We were having a discussion about, is retail going to be the one to drive adoption, or is enterprise? And quite frankly, I think it's both.
Yeah,
But as the retail, we are the retail.
that's
So we
true.
have our job to do. And I think by having this event in the entertainment capital of the world, getting a lot of publicity, which is not public relations as much as I'm talking publicity.
Yeah,
So that's what I've been in Hollywood for 20 years. And that's what we specialize here in, is
that's true.
publicity.
Attention, attention, attention out in Hollywood.
Yes, yes.
That's for sure.
So we could get a
Well,
lot of people to understand what Hedera offers.
yeah, yeah, definitely. You're gonna raise a lot more awareness to Hedera's protocol and their movement forward within cryptocurrency, and I guarantee there's gonna be so many people from ETH who probably end up showing up, and they're
Yes,
gonna be really astonished by the
yes,
power behind the Hedera hash graph, and then they're gonna go on and tell their friends, and then they're gonna tell their friends, And it's going to create a domino effect of, eventually getting to the point where we have mass adoption across the whole entire spectrum of Hedera,
Yeah.
besides just, the transactions on a monthly basis.
And I want to thank Hbar and Christian and Zenobia, and most of all, Mance and Lehman for being supportive of the event. Without their support, it wouldn't be the same. And I encourage everybody who wants to meet Mance and Lehman to please take this opportunity. They're wonderful people. They love our community a lot. And I think they're looking forward to having some fun too.
I also just want to thank you for taking the time to, establish this for what it is, networking with the right people to make this come to life and bring it to full fruition. And now, you're bringing it to life one day at a time. And once the time comes where the event is live, you're gonna brush all of the stress off of you, and it's all just gonna be right in front of your hands to enjoy.
Well, I look forward to having some fun myself.
Yes, indeed. Yes. I'd love to be able to host you again in the near future, say maybe about a month out before the event. It'd be nice to, see where we are from here and then kind of recap and see where we are 30 days away from the event.
I'd like to encourage everybody to follow at Hello Future Live. So that's where the news and updates will come. And I'm hoping that with William Shatner being our first quote unquote celebrity that knows about Hello Future Live, it encourages people to understand that there'll be more.
Indeed. The links will all be down in the description below. Okay. Of course. And Elizabeth, I just want to say thank you once again for taking the time to come on and speak about Hello Future Live. Had a word fumble there. Thank you once again for taking the time. And if there's anything else you'd like to leave out on, now's the time to do so.
Well, I really like that All Kings does this podcast, and I think that you're a great community member. So it's my pleasure to be with you today. And anytime you'd like to have me back on and pitch some more ideas about what is coming and what the community can get involved with, happy to do so.
Amazing. Well, thank you again for your time. And ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, this has been the Alt Kings podcast, and we will see you all next episode. Peace.
Peace out.